Nigerians now are hoping on the newly formed coalition that has translated to ADC to rescue this country. And in trying to rescue this country, the right things must be done. We have gathered, we have met severally before resolving to address this press conference today. And we have, after reviewing all the processes, all the characters, personalities, and individuals involved in the struggle to oust Bola Tinubu and APC in 2027, we've come to realize that it is only His Excellency ATIKU Abubakar that stands the chance if the ADC and the coalition would reason with us, as the flag bearer of this great party. The reason is that if you must win Bola Tinubu, it must be an ATIKU Abubakar. You recall that in 2015, the APC formed their own coalition, and they brought a character like late President Muhammad Buhari. And it was on that ground that they succeeded in removing PDP and Jonathan. Now, the history is about repeating itself, and we are trying to advise and we're urging the coalition and the ADC to do the right thing at this point by ensuring that somebody like the former Vice President, ATIKU Abubakar, is given the opportunity and privilege, to fly the flag of the party, to be able to give us the needed results that we all desire and deserve. Because if nothing short of that, if you bring somebody from South, any candidate from the South will automatically amount to walkover for Bola Tinubu, sorry. And if you don't field a candidate like ATIKU Abubakar, who already has structures everywhere across board, and who can defend his votes, who can defend his mandate, and who already would have a lot of votes coming from the North, I think the major thing all of us should be concerned about here is the ability, the issue of winning this election in 2027. And the only way all of us feel that this result will be achieved is only if we would wear our thinking cap and reason like reasonable and strategic people and feel the former Vice President ATIKU Abubakar. And that's why we are now calling on David Mark-led National Working Committee of ADC and other well-meaning leaders of this great party called ADC to intensify action to make sure it is not about, some of us are from Igbos. It is not about sentiment now. It's not about ethnicism. It's not about tribe. It's not about religion. It's about who will rescue this country. This country is collapsing. There is nothing working in this country. If APC should be allowed, anything P2B does, if P2B loves this country, P2B will do better working under ATIKU Abubakar as vice presidential candidate. And that will be a walkover for two of them. And Nigerians would have been rescued. And why we're saying this is just irrespective of any interest. ATIKU Abubakar doesn't know what we're doing, and we don't think anybody should come and bring that into the exercise we're carrying out. Because if you look at Bola Tinubu now, the APC, they are already infiltrating the obedience, and they are asking that P2B should run. P2B should run independently outside the coalition, and they know that if P2B runs outside the coalition, that is a win for APC and Bola Tinubu. And if Festus Keyamo could even come and say P2B should run, that P2B, it does not have it will not be nice, that P2B should have been bigger than being a vice presidential candidate to ATIKU Abubakar, that is their own strategy. They want to manipulate, they want to infiltrate the system, they want to encourage P2B, they want to deceive him, they want to manipulate him to feel that he can win election. ATIKU alone cannot win the election. P2B alone cannot win the election. And the strategy here is that if ATIKU coming from the North, we all know that in real terms, in being fair, the North are in deficit of 4 years if we talk about equity, fairness, and justice from 1999 till now. And if ATIKU Abubakar will, like he has always promised, that he will only be going for one term, I think the best thing that we should be concerned about here should be how are we going to remove APC, this Draculian APC, this satanic APC, this APC that has stifled Nigerians, this APC that has made Nigerians not to know that they are Nigerians anymore, this APC that has killed the dignity of an average Nigerian, this APC that has made insecurity a normal thing in this country, this APC that has made hunger part of Nigerian system, this APC that has made poverty part of our living. I think every reasonable Nigerian will know that what should concern us more now should be how we will remove this satanic leadership of Bola Tinubu and the APC. And if we must do the right thing, I think we are using this opportunity to call on His Excellency, former governor of Anambra State, Peter Obi, to come down from his high horse to see how he will be able to work with anybody. And if Peter Obi does not come back down from the high horse, there are people like Amechi. We will never wait for an individual before we come together to rescue this country. It is a responsibility that everybody must be part of. It's a responsibility that we must all invest in. And that is why we have seen it before time. We are calling on well-meaning Nigerians to wade into this matter and call P2B to order. Because APC, we have seen it that APC is now about sponsoring P2B to pull out from coalition and go and run independently. And that is going to spell doom for all the whole arrangements we all have been doing to see how we'll be able to retrieve this country from those invaders. Bola Tinubu knows that 2027 is no more for him. I think the way it is now, he's a one-term president. And we must thank him for continuing from where Buhari stopped, and having continued from where Buhari stopped. If we don't stop him, he's going to stop Nigeria. And we cannot allow Bola Tinubu stop Nigeria. Nigeria belongs to all of us. We will do everything. When we say everything, we will do everything to stop Bola Tinubu from winning 2027. And if it will take us to go and meet P2B to come down from his high horse, Atiku is not the most beautiful person. Since we have tried all the best people in this country, and some people are saying Atiku is the worst person, I think it's better we try the worst person now. So that if we see Nigeria can be better, because if good people have not been able to deliver on dividends of democracy, if good people have not been able to make Nigerians smile, if good people have not been able to protect Nigerians in their own lands, if good people have not been able to provide basic needs of Nigerians, any government, any leadership that is unable to protect lives and property is not worth being for the people. And since Bola Tinubu has wasted a lot of Nigerian lives within 2 years, more than even Buhari took, I think the time has come for everybody to just come together and tell Bola Tinubu straight to his face that he has failed and he should not aspire to continue in 2027. And that is why we all are saying, allow ATIKU ABUBAKAR to deal with this matter. P2B cannot defend his vote. P2B cannot even come and be instructive. P2B cannot command any influence. A leader that cannot say, I was rigged out, my followers should protest, my followers should take to the street, which are constitutional issues, cannot come and want to lead the struggle of removing Bola Tinubu that people see or see as a grandmaster of politics. For us, Tinubu is just an opportunist. He's not a grandmaster anywhere. Nigerians are the highest office holder in this country, and we decide who we want to vote for. And if anybody, since they are not doing anything to tinker with the electoral reform and the electoral processes in this country to guarantee and ensure, free, fair, credible election, we are saying, like Bola Tinubu took it, ran with it, and we are still pursuing him now. We will do everything to catch him in 2027, collect our mandate, and sack him, take him back to his village, so that Nigerians can have peace in their own land. And until that is achieved, we will never rest on our oars. And what we are saying is that there is no point, there is nobody. If the coalition wants to be serious with this coalition, if ADC wants to be serious with this their merger, this their arrangement, it is only ATIKU ABUBAKAR. It is only ATIKU ABUBAKAR that can remove Bola Tinubu. Anything other than that, we said it in 2023, we are saying it again, anything other than that, the essence of the coalition already would have been, it would have been defeated. And that is why we are foreseeing this thing early enough. And we are calling on Nigerians, particularly those, it is their onus, to decide and determine who flies the flag of this ADC. And I think if we do that, Bola Tinubu is as good as gone, the way he made subsidy to go. So Bola Tinubu said subsidy is gone. We want to send Bola Tinubu away the way he sent our subsidy away. And that is the reason we are gathering here today, to let Nigerians know that, yes, this is the right way to go. Thank you very much. You see, that is one of the major reasons you've seen us gather to address press now. because they said to be forewarned is to be forearmed. And if you allow what happened in 2023 to repeat itself, it will be to the benefit of APC and Bola Tinubu. And they have already started, quotes me, they have already started sponsoring some so-called obedience who have started clamoring for Peter Obi to independently run. So some of them you see in that obedience as are APC people who are planted there to always be saying, Peter Obi come and run, Peter Obi come and run. And they know that if Peter Obi runs outside the coalition, it is to their own credit. And that is why, that is the essence, that is the reason for this now. Now, going to the other one, we are not saying Amechi or anybody or Peter Obi should not run. They are prominent and they are patriotic, they are, fantastic Nigerians. They merit the position. But what we're saying is that about the only reason I feel a political party is formed is to be able to win election. Any political party that is not planning or is not skewing towards winning election is an NGO. It's no longer a political party, but a non-governmental organization. So if you want to win election, remember what APC did in 2015. They gathered all the good, the bad, the ugly, irrespective of where they were coming from. Some of them were from the same zone, some of them were from the same state, with the sole aim of dislodging PDP and Jonathan. They carried out propaganda, they did all manner of evil against Nigeria. That you have seen one of them in the recent time saying that Jonathan was fantastic, he was doing everything, he was doing well, but they were still playing every good thing he was doing down. So, having said that, you and I know that if they go for free, there is nothing there has never been anywhere that, even in America, apart from in heaven, if there will be election, that election has been said to be 100% free and fair. But what we're saying is that these people, if they have the Nigerian project at heart, and they know that, yes, they actually want these people out, and Nigerians are yearning, the way Nigerians are yearning for better change, that it is ATIKU who is from the north. Because you have to be strategic in focusing and trying to come up with this strategy. ATIKU is from the north. And you and I know that the north are the most, in quote now, determined people to make sure that Bola Tinubu leaves office. And if you give them the candidate, and remember, it's not just being unfair if ATIKU flies the flag. The South has taken more than the North in the project since 1999 till now. And they are saying, ATIKU, considering his age, ATIKU will not, by 2031, ATIKU should have been 84 years or 85, thereabout. So Nigeria is not Cameroon, where Paul Biya is 92, he wants to run again. So that time, ATIKU would have people like us who will still come down and tell ATIKU, say, if anybody is clamoring that ATIKU should go for second time, we will say no. So Peter Obi that is saying that being an Igbo person, coming from the southeast, Peter Obi telling anybody, I have a lot of friends from the north, and Peter Obi has projected himself in the recent time to have been somebody that cannot say what is obtainable. You can't see at his age, Peter Obi will come and become president of this country and go for only one term. Imagine, remember, Southeast since 1990 now has never tested the presidency. And somebody from the Southeast will come and take one term or 4 years and say he's stepping aside. I think that is the greatest lie of this century. So what we are saying is that since it has been skewed that there is going to be, the rotational presidency will commence from 2031, and ATIKU will manage the remaining 4 years, and package this thing, revitalize the economy with Peter Obi, if he so would want to be, then hand over the presidency to somebody from the Southeast. I have been a little bit privy to some of those documents, and we know that if ATIKU I know will not renege on this arrangement, ATIKU will go for one term of 4 years, and the leadership of this country will be transferred to the Southeast for 6 years of one single term. So it will be rotating like that. So if we believe that this country is sinking, this country is dying, Amechi knows that if he contests election with ATIKU, Amechi knows that in a primary election, ATIKU will win them. Peter Obi knows that if he goes into primary, forget these emotional shenanigans you see around. These things are not translated when it comes to primaries. Primary elections are done, within the confines of the party guidelines and programs. So if you don't have the wherewithal in the political manipulation and mathematics, you will find it difficult to scale through. So, but in all of that, we are saying that whether they are going to do a free and fair or they're going to do a free and black election, What we are saying is that this is the only way this Bola Tinubu, this T-Pen, this APC will be chased out of our villa. And Nigerians will take back their country. Apart from that, if you want to do free and fair, Amechi will come and take. Maybe if you want to do free and fair, Bola Tinubu will pump money into the ADC, into the coalition. They have the money to pump in to manipulate the system. And when they manipulate the system, P2B will win. And if P2B wins the primaries, I bet you, P2B, how many votes will come from Southeast? I am not saying P2B is not qualified. We are concerned about the reality on ground now. The reality is that P2B cannot win election now. Forget this blackmail, emotional blackmail people are jumping. They are all APC people trying to make P2B, trying to balkanize the coalition so that P2B will pull out and they will begin to clap for P2B that yes, you can run. And the South, remember Bola Tinubu, if he contests again, the North will believe that he has a constitutionally stipulated remaining 4 years. And if any fresh person is coming from the South, the North will not trust a fresh person that is coming. So in so doing now, if the coalition would want to be reasonable and fair enough to Nigerians, because Nigerians will not take it lightly with them if they fail to rescue Nigerians and Nigeria from the hands of from the shackles of these enemies that have taken us 200 years backward since they took over in 2015. I think that is the best analysis somebody like me would have given. Thank you very much. Governor, that he supposed to go to the South. And they now said because of that, ATIKU cannot be vice. So, no, if the coalition says that, I think that the essence of even forming the coalition will have been defeated in the first instance. Because nobody can say it. If anybody says it, we will know that I would rather sit in my house and not to mobilize for the ADC and not even belong to ADC. Because the essence of, like I said earlier, the essence of forming a political party is to win election. If you form a political party every year, you want to run election and you want to be a candidate and you are not winning election, you are not doing justice, you are not being fair to your members of your party. The best thing we should be looking at now, like APC did. Remember, APC went and brought Buhari from nowhere and painted Buhari to be Messiah, painted Buhari to be Jesus Christ and Muhammad, and told Nigerians that this man, within 3 days, security will go. Within 3 days, dollar will return to 1 naira. Within 3 days, food, you will be picking naira on the ground. That nobody will steal, no bandits, no insecurity. Buhari came in and started telling Nigerians that he does not have magic to perform, that there is no magician here. So we know that there won't be magic. But an ATIKU Abubakar, who is a seasoned administrator, a businessman that has a relationship across board, that can call anybody. There is no family in this country that does not know the name of ATIKU Abubakar. And there is nobody in the Southeast that will hear that ATIKU Abubakar is the candidate and that will not come out immediately to vote for ADC. So if you give it a Southerner, if you give a Southerner, give it to Amechi, give it to P2B, and don't forget, the PDP, the Wike has skilled a PDP to give the ticket to this governor of Oyo State, Makinde. And Makinde is going to be an extension of Bola Tinubu ticket. So if Makinde takes the ticket, he will just simply bring it to Bola Tinubu, say, Egbo, this is our ticket. Oh. How are we going to do with it? He said, yeah, keep it. I'll give you 10 billion. Makinde will join his campaign trail immediately. So these are poop. I call them feeding bottle politicians. When ATIKU can, there is nothing Bola Tinubu. In fact, Bola Tinubu became more prominent in this country before Tinubu. So what is Tinubu going to give ATIKU Abubakar to make ATIKU Abubakar compromise on his ambition? So if you give it to P2B, P2B will be singing consumption and production, and there is nothing. Nigeria is not about consumption and production. We need to rescue this country first. Then before we begin to produce, before we begin to consume. So the issue is that Amechi, fine. He's a refined Nigerian, he's a good man. But we don't need such good men now. We need to rescue this country. And it's only through ATIKU Abubakar, the only human being alive today. I say it every time. ATIKU Abubakar is the only man alive now that could look Bola Tinubu in the face, in the eyes, and say, my friend, get away. What will Bola Tinubu give ATIKU Abubakar? ATIKU Abubakar is even older than him and more healthier. with the age Bola Tinubu says he has, he's 69, his daughter is 60 years, and we know what it means. We know how many years ATIKU ABUBAKAR is. So we know that Nigeria needs to be rescued, and the only person that can rescue Nigeria this time is ATIKU ABUBAKAR.